northbound here above Rosedale, headed up towards Victoria Bend on the lower Mississippi River. And I had a little something I wanted to give to you this afternoon. It was on my mind. I used to teach navigation for Captain Bill Hutto at Western Rivers Training Centers. And when you're trying to find where you are, we call that a fix. And in determining a fix, the more reference points you have, the more accurate is your position. And basically, we always try to get the guys to get at least 3 points of reference. And that gives you a pretty accurate position if you use where all those 3 points cross. And that's pretty good. Well, in life, because you are a triune being, body, your mind, and your spirit. And naturally, your body is what it is, your physical man. Your spirit is your mental, your inner man. And your soul is your spiritual man. And so, to know where you are, and I'll go back to that, but to know where you are in life, regardless of your spiritual condition, you basically are a triune person also, from the standpoint of body, your physical body, your physical health, your financial position. You've got to know where you are financially. You've got to know where you are physically. And you need to know where you are spiritually. And so if you have, if you have all the money in the world, and even if you're saved and you have strong spiritual man, your spiritual man is in good shape, your financial man is in good shape, but if your body, if you neglect your body and you don't take care of your body, then it doesn't matter whatever else you have going on in your life. You won't live to enjoy the rewards of your finances. You won't be able to live long enough to reap what you sow spiritually. And so you see the analysis. If you are in great physical shape, can run from here to yonder, strong, eat healthy. But the Bible says that bodily exercise profiteth little, but rather exercise the spirit. And so if you are a wreck with your finances and you don't you don't practice biblical teachings with your finances, and your finances are a wreck, then your life, the pressure of life, when your finances are a wreck, you know what those pressures are. You know, you go broke, go bankrupt, and there's a lot of people that's bankrupt, gone broke, and broke the laws of biblical finances. And then the same thing, if you have your finances straight and your physical body straight, but your spiritual man is a wreck, then if you gain the whole world and lose your soul, what have you profited? Now this is pretty important. Now you'd just be surprised at the people that lives are as a shipwreck. Their lives is a mess. They can't handle their money. They can't handle their appetites of the flesh. They can't handle their spiritual man is a mess. They haven't taken and prepared and done what they needed to do in order to be a whole and complete and healthy person. And so you need to evaluate yourself and see where you are in your finances. See where you are in your body. Are you neglecting your body? Poor diet, poor exercise, not even try. You know, you just can't weigh 1,000 pounds. I mean, you've got to at least try some. I mean, I'm pretty heavy myself. I weigh almost 300 pounds, but I still exercise and walk and do treadmill and ride horses even at 300 pounds. I don't try. I could do better, but I'm not just a zero. You know, I still lift weights and do calisthenics a little bit, some. I'm 65 years old, but my body is not just a wreck. And so my spiritual man, I try to give heed to it, and my spiritual man, I've turned my life to the Lord and all that goes with that, and so my finances, my wife and I have tried to pretty much live debt-free most of our life, and we've done without and trying to not owe people, and trying to, if we made a debt, we paid the debt, and tried to be wise in our finances, and so we're getting here towards the end of life, and it looks like we're going to be able to retire and do pretty good. Not great, but not bad. We ought to be able to get out of here at 66 with Lord willing, and just kind of live a normal life, nothing extravagant, but shouldn't have a lot of pressure on us. And but that comes from preparation and preparing. And so when you're trying to figure out where you are in life, and you need to do that, sometimes you need to stop and say, where am I? Where are we at? Where am I going? And how am I going to get there? And what's it going to take? And you need to evaluate and get a fix on where you are and what's going on in your life, so that you can try to determine the best path to take on the journey of life. And so just consider that a little bit, those three positions. Consider your body, consider your soul, consider your spirit, and then in the natural man, consider your body, consider your finances, and consider your spiritual man. You can never leave him out. Because if you got a good body, you can work, and a man is going to earn his bread by the sweat of his face, and you're not going to get out of this life without working. And so if God gives you the grace and the mercy to have a sound mind and a sound body, and then if you have those two things, you ought to be able to realize that you need to deal with your spiritual man and not leave him bankrupt and leave your spiritual man shipwrecked. Because you can't make it with just a sound mind and a sound body. In and of itself will not save you. And so you've got to deal with that triune being. And the same way in life. You can't live life without dealing with your finances. You've got to barter. You've got to have money. You've got to have a place to live and transportation. And a man spends his whole, an old caveman was looking for a better cave, better living conditions, closer to the water, closer to the game, closer to the things he needed to exist. And so you can't ever get away from that. You're no different than the old caveman. He's just hunting him a better cave and better conditions. Well, we spend our whole life doing that. And some people, they just can't pick, they can't pick women because they're always trying to hunt for an apple under a fig tree. And you just can't find apples or peaches under fig trees or pecan. You just, if you want a good woman, a godly woman, a faithful woman, lives a pure life, not vain, then you've got to go where those kind of people exist. And they don't exist in carnal, worldly places of pleasure and that are given to pleasure, just old honky-tonk angels and such as that. You just can't. They just don't. Now, a honky-tonk angel could turn just as pure and white and godly, just like an old sorry, no-count man. That's what I was. Sorry, no count, no good, until Jesus found me and turned my life around. I didn't want to do all that anymore. And so, look at yourself, body, soul, and spirit. Your body, a sound mind, sound body, and then look at your soul. And then in the carnal man, the natural man that has to live every day, look at your finances and how you conduct your financial affairs. And look at your body and your spirit, and it's better to exercise the spirit, but the body cannot be neglected. So get you a good solid fix on where you are in life so that you can navigate and determine. And the Bible tells us really where we're trying to go, to enter in at the straight gate. For broad is the way that leads to destruction, and many there be that go in thereat, and narrow is the way that leads to life, and few there be that find it. So consider that. Try to get a fix on your life as to where you are, where you're going, and how you're going to get there. Thank y'all.